There once was an ordinary used piano, but the moment this piano was touched by a certain girl, her life began to turn into a terrible nightmare.
What secret could this piano be hiding?
After starting to play the piano,
the girl suffered from horrific nightmares every night and experienced
inexplicable strange symptoms.
Her family grew anxious, and eerie stories connected to the piano began to emerge.
It was rumored that strange energy lingered whenever the piano played, and some even claimed to hear the keys moving on their own. A shocking truth was revealed. This piano had been recovered from the very place where a tragic musician had committed suicide in the past.
Furthermore, chilling stories followed, stating that subsequent owners of this piano suffered identical nightmares and strange symptoms, leading to misfortune. The piano seemed to have become a cursed object,
imbued with tragedy, rather than just an instrument. Frightened, the girl's family eventually disposed of the piano.
However, the mystery surrounding the piano remains unsolved. Was the piano truly cursed?
Or was it a tragedy born from human imagination? The world holds many strange things we do not know.
A seemingly ordinary 5-year-old girl suddenly claimed,
"I lived somewhere else before." The girl vividly recalled a past life and a terrible moment of death. Was this little girl's story a mere delusion, or an unbelievable truth? Though born and raised in an Indian rural village,
the girl claimed to vividly remember a strange city, names, and people she had never met.
She described in detail the appearance of her past home, the names of her family members, and even that she had died in a terrible accident. Her parents initially didn't believe her, but swayed by their daughter's confident testimony, they eventually traveled to that unfamiliar city. When her parents found the city and address the girl had mentioned, they were shocked. The house the girl described actually existed, and the family
she spoke of lived there.
Even more astonishing was the fact that a woman matching the girl's description had indeed died in an identical accident within that family. The girl's memories perfectly matched the life of the deceased woman.
At that moment, her parents realized their daughter's story was not a delusion. The girl met her past life family and accurately recounted their hidden stories.
This incident shocked the world
and posed deep questions about the unknown realm of reincarnation. This bizarre story, unexplainable by science,
makes us reflect once more on life and death, and the existence of the soul. Late at night, on a remote mountain pass amidst a heavy snowfall, a man barely managed to hail a taxi. Moments later, the taxi driver screamed in terror.
The passenger he had clearly picked up had vanished without a trace.
Was it just a hallucination, or an unknown mystery? The driver set off for the destination after picking up the passenger. The snow grew heavier, making visibility poor.
Suddenly, the passenger's reflection in the rearview mirror looked strange.
He seemed to blur like mist,
then disappeared from the back seat in the blink of an eye.
The driver quickly pulled over and checked, but there was no one in the back.
All that remained was a damp stain on the seat, shaped like a human figure. In shock, the driver reported it to the police, and an investigation began. The police searched nearby CCTV and conducted inquiries,
but found no trace of the man getting into the taxi.
The taxi's dashcam didn't even record the man entering the vehicle itself.
Only the driver talking to himself was captured. The driver underwent psychiatric treatment, but his testimony remained consistent.
And the mystery of the water stain remained unsolved. Did the driver pick up a ghost?
Or was there some supernatural entity on that road that night we don't know about? The story of the vanished passenger spread like an urban legend. The driver eventually quit his taxi job, and the road became less frequented.
This bizarre event, unexplainable by science,
reminds us that the world still holds many mysteries. When you drive on a remote mountain pass late at night, be careful of what's behind you. Somewhere in the world, there was a village where all its residents simultaneously fell into a deep sleep, unable to be awakened, an eerie phenomenon.
This bizarre occurrence began in 2013, in the small village of Kalaki, Kazakhstan.
Residents started falling asleep abruptly. Their slumber would last for days or even weeks, and upon waking, they would report memory loss, hallucinations, and extreme fatigue. Children would collapse in school, adults at work, and the entire village was gripped by panic.
Scientists worldwide gathered to investigate, yet no cause could be identified. After years of investigation, scientists finally uncovered a startling truth.
The cause was deadly radon gas leaking from an abandoned uranium mine near the village. The radon gas affected the residents' brains,
inducing deep sleep and neurological abnormalities.
Even more shocking was the fact that the existence of this uranium mine in the village had been concealed as a national secret.
Residents had lived for decades unaware that their lives were in danger. After radon gas poisoning was confirmed as the cause, residents were forcibly relocated. The village, now free from the curse of sleep, lies deserted like a ghost town. This shocking event demonstrates how devastating human greed and cover-ups can be,
and it warns us once again
about the dangers of environmental pollution and the importance of truth.
If a baby is born without a brain, can they survive? Would you believe it if they lived for 13 years? This is a phenomenal miracle true story that shook the medical world. In 1982, a baby named Michael was born to an ordinary couple in England. However, upon birth, Michael shocked the medical staff. Tests revealed that most of his brain was filled with water, and he was diagnosed with 95% brain absence. The medical team gave a grim prognosis, saying he wouldn't live long, and the couple was deeply saddened. Michael was discharged from the hospital with a prediction of infant mortality, but Michael miraculously survived. Despite lacking most of his brain, he grew, laughing, crying, and reacting like a normal baby. By the time he was 13 years old, he could even hold basic conversations and showed normal cognitive abilities with an IQ of 75. Neuroscientists from around the world flocked to study Michael, astonished that his brain was performing remarkable functions with extremely minimal neural tissue. This was living proof of brain plasticity. Michael's story completely overturned the established medical notion that life without a brain is impossible. His short but astonishing life opened new research avenues in medicine, and delivered a powerful message that the dignity of life and miracles exist, even in seemingly impossible situations. It is a moving true story that makes us question, what are the limits of human potential?
What if your body gradually disappeared, becoming transparent?
What if you lived like this for 30 years? This bizarre true story is a shocking tale that blurs the lines between science and mystery. In the 1970s, a Russian scientist suffered an unknown accident during radiation research.
After the incident, strange changes began in his body. His skin gradually became transparent, then his blood vessels and even bones faded, creating an unbelievable phenomenon. He seemed to become an invisible man, his presence gradually vanishing from the world. This unprecedented mystery baffled scientists worldwide. He made every effort to stop his body from becoming transparent, but modern medicine could not find a cause or cure.
However, what was even stranger was that he survived for nearly 30 years.
In this transparent state,
he avoided sunlight and completely hid himself to survive.
Although daily life was almost impossible,
he used his unique knowledge and reclusive lifestyle to protect himself.
The questions of why he became transparent, and how he survived for such a long period remain unsolved mysteries. The story of the invisible man scientist remains an unconfirmed mystery, but his life simultaneously shows the limits of science, and the marvel of human existence.
This story suggests that the world is much more bizarre, and full of unknown things than we can imagine.